Rain does not ruin a fresh pour. Cracks are not a mistake. More cement does not mean stronger concrete. And that 90-minute rule everybody quotes? It was quietly removed from the spec years ago. 7 concrete myths that refuse to die. And number 7 starts arguments between drivers who have done this for 20 years. Myth 1, and it is the fastest way to get corrected by a driver. That is not a cement truck. Cement is one ingredient, a gray powder, roughly 10 to 15% of what is in that drum. Mix it with water, sand, and gravel, and the result is concrete. Cement is the glue. Concrete is the finished stone. So the truck out front is a concrete mixer, hauling concrete. Myth 2. A crack in a slab is not automatically bad work. Concrete shrinks as it cures, and something has to give. It is going to crack. The only question is whether it cracks where the crew decided or wherever it feels like. That is what those straight lines cut into a driveway are. Control joints, deliberately weakened planes telling the slab where to break. Rule of thumb. Spacing in feet runs about 2 to 3 times the slab thickness in inches. Cracks are not the failure. Random cracks are. Myth 3. Rain on a fresh pour sounds like a disaster, and usually it is not. Concrete does not dry. It hardens through a chemical reaction, which is why bridge footings and dam bases set completely underwater. A hardened slab could not care less about rain. The real risk is narrower. Rain landing during finishing, while the crew is still working the surface. That water gets folded into the top layer and weakens just the skin, showing up months later as dusting or flaking. The pour is not ruined. The finish is at risk. Myth 4. Everyone assumes cold weather is concrete's enemy and summer is the easy season. Crews would disagree. Heat speeds the reaction up, so slump disappears faster, setting time shrinks, and the window to place and finish gets brutally short. Add sun and wind and the surface loses moisture before the slab has set. That is plastic shrinkage cracking, and it can open up in the first hour. Cold is a problem you plan around, with blankets and a longer schedule. Heat takes away the one thing that cannot be added back: time. Myth 5. And this one sounds so reasonable. If cement is the glue, more glue means stronger concrete. It does not. Strength tracks the ratio of water to cement, not the raw amount of cement in the mix. A relationship engineers have understood for about a century. Dump in extra cement, and the mix runs hotter and shrinks more as it cures, which buys more cracking, not more strength. That is why a mix design is a recipe with a target, not a suggestion. Myth 6. The famous 90-minute rule. Almost everyone repeats it as the moment concrete goes hard in the drum, and that is not what it ever meant. It came out of the ready-mix specification as a discharge limit. Get the load out inside about 90 minutes, or before 300 drum revolutions, whichever hit first. A paperwork boundary, not a chemical one. And here is the part that surprises people inside the industry. The standard was revised, and that 90-minute default was removed. The limit is now whatever the buyer specifies on the order. Myth 7, the one that starts fights. Ask 2 drivers whether water goes into the load at the job site, and you get 2 different answers, both confident. Here is what the spec allows. Water can be added on site, one time, to bring the load into its specified slump range, as long as the mix design's water-to-cement ratio is not exceeded. No more than about a quarter yard has been discharged. The drum turns roughly 30 more revolutions at mixing speed, and the amount goes on the ticket. It is not forbidden. It is metered, limited, and documented. The arguing starts because the real world runs on judgment. Some leave the plant at a 6-inch slump, knowing they will arrive near 4.5, because slump is lost in transit. Others leave stiff, so nothing spills on the way. So there it is. It is a concrete truck, not a cement truck. Cracks are scheduled. Rain is survivable. Summer is harder than winter. Extra cement buys cracking instead of strength. 90 minutes was always paperwork, and water on the job is legal with a ticket to prove it. Most of what everybody confidently believes about concrete turns out to be a rule of thumb wearing a lab coat.